This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Here we go. It's been a long time between NBL games. We're finally back, and the Sydney Kings taking on the Illawarra Hawks here, a rivalry game. But I'll tell you what, what's worrying me for the Sydney Kings is their offensive efficiency. And the last team, when you're not that efficient on offense, you want to come up against is the Illawarra Hawks, led by Brian Goorjian. So I'm going to have to take the Illawarra Hawks here in the head-to-head. I'll also take them at the line. I think they're going to be able to get a convincing win here. So I'll play that one at pretty safe there at the 4.5 line. The total points, well, I think that one's going under again. Low offensive efficiency, good defensive team. That's usually the way we play. And don't forget to start a Bet With Mates group this NBL season. Betting together has never been easier than what it is with Bet With Mates. Enjoy, and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
Meeting number 103 between the Sydney Kings and the Illawarra Hawks, but we can't remember a freeway series match that's been as spicy as this in the lead-up. Bruce up top combines with Jarrell Martin, who's on the move. Now taking his chance with the Kings as foul's been called. Justinian Jessup, here we go, not too happy with things. It took us all of 4 minutes. Kings in possession to start the second quarter. Had his pass chopped off by Harvey. He pulls up in transition and goes bang. And look at the pace to get upstairs for the jam. Forced into a tough look. Glover runs the floor. He's fouled over the back. He's got options ahead. He wants to take it himself and does. Ball! Ball! Glover goes barreling through. Glover, feet set, knocks it down. 1 point game. Jessup has to fire late, and now that's going to make it really hard for the Kings.
Oh, that's the dagger.
Glover has to get from one end to the other. Froling says good night, and Angus Glover has been agitating the Hawks all afternoon. It's boiling over.
Disqualifying foul, purple 5.
80 kilometres down the road, Illawarra will head, and they'll take bragging rights with them.
Yes, here we go. 7 games in 7 days, and we are kicking off round 7 with a rivalry clash between the Illawarra Hawks and Sydney Kings. Now, the last time these two teams played, it got pretty heated. Matty Russell, you were at the game. Just how fierce is this rivalry?
Good evening, Joe. We've just seen how fierce it is. We saw in round 2 repeated melees, ejections, and then a lot of fines. But that must seem like a season ago to these teams, because the Hawks haven't played in 25 days, the Kings not in the last 18 days. And since round 2, importantly, tonight, the Kings get a couple of big names back.
Huge names back. Their 2 star imports, Jalen Adams and RJ Hunter, returning from injury for this clash. They will provide a big spark at the offensive end for the Kings, which they certainly need. Joining us in commentary this evening, it's a very good evening to Jack Heverin, Corey Williams and Liam Santamaria, gents.
Thank you very much, Joe and Maddie, and good evening, everyone. Gee, we're looking forward to this one. We've almost forgotten, Liam Santamaria, what the Illawarra Hawks look like. It's been that long.
It's great to see them back out on the floor. It's been a strange, really challenging 3 weeks for this team. Brian Goorjian said they were decimated by COVID over Christmas, but there you see the DoorDash starting lineup. They've got their whole squad ready to take on the Kings.
Corey, how do they start this game, importantly? We haven't seen them, as Matty Russell said, since December the 19th.
The most interesting thing is that the last time we did see this team, they had a bad round. They lost in Brisbane, and they played horrible at home and won, what was that, a double overtime victory against the New Zealand Breakers. So you know they're going to come out with a focus. Plus, it's a rivalry. You know they're coming out focused for this game.
Earlier today, Joe Healy caught up with the coach of the Illawarra Hawks, Brian Goorjian.
Gorge, it's been a long time since waking up for game day. What has this whole situation been like for you and the team, and how's everyone feeling?
Well, I think, you know, 2 years ago we planted the seed. You know, we're dealing with COVID, and you got to roll with that. And the teams that handle it best are going to be the most successful. So I've always had that in my pocket to go into when you have a hurdle like we just had. But in honesty, it's the toughest one I've dealt with and the team's dealt with so far. Not playing for 25 days, having guys quarantined in their room for 10 days when you're playing a sport like this and you're coming back to competition like this. So, you know, there was a lot of work done with the physio, with the strength coach on how we handle them physically. And then on the mental side, just trying to plant, you know, goals, individual goals, and then assess where we were as a team after those first 4 games and how we're going to come out of this and get better.
3 wins and 1 loss to start the season, the Illawarra Hawks, and they take on a Sydney Kings team who are 3 wins, 3 losses. They're DoorDash starting 5, hungry, thirsty, all of the above. Just DoorDash it. Place your order now. Jalen Adams, 1 game so far this NBL season. Corey, back tonight and straight in the starting lineup.
As he should. This guy has the talent and the game to be a legitimate game changer for this organization. They've been waiting on this. We've all been waiting for this, Liam.
And RJ Hunter, too. He's going to come off the bench. He's had that knee soreness that passed the fitness test, but he's going to have his minutes limited tonight. But he can shoot the rock, and they'll be excited to have those 2 guys back on deck.
You go back to preseason predictions. Jalen Adams, for a lot of people, was all NBL first-team predictions. Some even went as far as to predict him to be the MVP. Now, he's given everyone a head start, but it's probably worth reminding everyone of just how talented this man is.
Well, he's going to have that chance tonight and moving forward. And look, we saw him in that opening round game against Melbourne United, against Matthew Dellavedova. Shea Yili played well. The Kings got the win. Let's see what form he can have after, geez, a long time sitting on the sidelines.
December 19 was the last time that we saw the Illawarra Hawks in action in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The last time we saw the Kings was Boxing Day in their loss to Melbourne United. We're set to go, the opening game of round 7 and the second edition of the Freeway Series for NBL22. Teams played in round 2, as you saw off the top tonight. Illawarra winning 92-84. Duop Reith dominated that night for the Hawks. Adams looks up to the top. Jarrell Martin was left open. That's off target. Swakala Bullock pounces on the loose ball and opens the account for the Kings.
You know, he had a really good game against Illawarra at home in Sydney. 11 points, 5 rebounds. He's fitting well with the time that he's gotten so far this season.
And the starter that perhaps the Kings didn't even know that they were going to get.
That's why you always got to be ready at all times.
Nice take from Cleveland. Offensive rebound, Froling. He's Harvey from the elbow. His little floater doesn't go. Tyler Harvey, a quirk in his season so far, Corey. For a scorer that's as flat out as what he is, he has not scored in the opening quarter this entire season so far.
And you know what's interesting about that? Especially when you are a scorer, you want to get off to a good start. Definitely when you haven't been playing your best basketball this season. Yes, it's early, it's just 4 games, but Tyler Harvey's a gun, so it's mind-boggling that he has yet to score in the first quarter. I think that's going to change tonight, though.
Nice pass. Adams for Xavier Cooks underneath the cup.
That was a beautiful pass. Jalen Adams, that's what he does, makes plays off pick and roll, got right into the lane. And he found his big fella over the shoulder underneath.
He's having some sort of season. Xavier Cooks scored 10+ in every game this year. Only did it 4 times last season. Reith off target. Now Adams. There's Martin working hard up ahead. And he's drawn the foul. Jarrell Martin's game will be really interesting tonight, Liam. No doubt he would have taken it personally, the round 2 game against Illawarra, and the fact that Duop Reith had the better of him.
Well, yeah, Reith gave him the business that night. Here he is in transition, draws the foul. He's looking in particularly good shape, Jarrell Martin, tonight. Maybe he's been working hard during this little gap of time. Interestingly, these first couple of possessions, they've switched that matchup, the Kings. So they've come out with Xavier Cooks guarding Duop Reith as the primary defender. Give him a different look because, yeah, Reith's inside-outside game gave Martin problems in round 2.
Kings have scored the opening 6 points in the game. Harvey, guarded by Swakala Bullock. Couldn't get the look that he was after. Shot clock into single figures here for the Hawks. Cleveland trying to get busy. That pass is out of play. Good defensive pressure from the Kings.
Yeah, it has, and it's resulted to easy offensive buckets. And Sydney Kings need all the easy buckets they can get. in the history of the NBL. They have the worst team field goal percentage, 37.6. Yes, it's early, but those are the numbers.
Numbers don't lie. Swaka-Bullock for three.
Good hit from Swaka-Bullock, and Jalen Adams is just setting guys up right now. Got Cooks underneath, Martin in transition, and there finds the open shooter in the corner. 9-zip Kings.
3 made buckets, Sydney. 3 assists, Jalen Adams. Jessup from the handoff. And the Kings again want to get beyond halfway, and Adams looking to get creative. This time guarded by Cleveland. And Martin to the basket. It is all one-way traffic in the opening quarter. 11-0 to start with the Sydney Kings.
Impressive first 3 minutes of this game, and it starts on the defensive end. Jalen Adams, as you said, Liam, earlier, setting up the team, and the ball just moving around beautifully, getting high percentage looks.
Important knockdown from Antonius Cleveland. Only 2 of 10 from outside across the season. They needed that. That's an understatement.
And he's a better shooter than that, so he gets some confidence there. And there's what he can do at the defensive end.
And then he follows up offensively. Outstanding, Antonius Cleveland. He's the spark that the Kings are after.
Just great defense. Jalen Adams has been doing a great job so far in this game. He contests the shot. First of all, like you said, he hits the 3, 2 of 10 so far. They desperately needed that, and he finished it in transition. Beautiful body control and upper body strength to still finish that play.
6 points in round 1. Since then, 19, 12, and 13. And prior to the disruption that the Hawks have faced, he was really starting to look settled in this lineup.
He was, and he's really given him a great spark in those last couple of possessions. Geez, 11 zip down, and he scores 5 quick points with that couple of possessions.
Martin off the pick and roll, scores 2 more.
I mean, basically what the coach said, because that's what it's looking like so far in this first quarter.
4 dimes for Jalen Adams in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, there's Chase Buford in the background saying all day, because he's
wasn't
finally,
exactly that.
with a couple of expletives, he's finally got his point guard out there.
Vasiljevic now tees one up. The Kings look sharp, Froling from one end to the other, lays it up and one.
Listen, that was impressive. This is a center getting a rebound, sprinting full court with the ball in his hands, and gets an and one. Great closeout. He gets the rebound, pushes it. This is the center. Great body control and finish. He goes to the line for 3 the hard way.
Averaging 7 points a game, 10 rebounds a game this season, Sam Froling.
And last time he played against him, he had 13 rebounds.
Yes, sneakily second in the league in rebounds, Sam Froling. And, you know, Dwight Reed's been getting all the love, and the new imports. Of course, Tyler Harvey's a premier player in this league, but the reigning most improved player quietly going about a really productive start of the season.
Can't make the extra. Adams can see a path to the basket. Nice take and a late foul. Ultra aggressive in his return.
He's got that explosion. They said that he was ready to go last week. So they said he's well and truly 100% right now. So that the minutes cap is likely off. And you can see his playmaking on display in this first quarter. Setting guys up, his ability to turn the corner, get downhill, accelerate to the rim.
34 games with the Atlanta Hawks. 7 with the Milwaukee Bucks with Chase Buford. Also played with Chase Buford at Wisconsin Herd in the G League, so it was always going to be a fair assumption that when Chase took the job, Jalen was coming. There is the Sydney Kings coach. Been a frustrating start to the season for him, mainly because he hasn't had access to 2 of his imports. They're both in the lineup tonight. Cleveland changed his shot late. Jessup, tough 2 with a hand in the face.
It's a good hit from Jessup. They got him off early when they played the Kings last time. That's his first look tonight. He drills it.
Martin had it, lost it, got it back, jump ball. for them that time, Liam, but the Kings, with Adams and Martin, are looking really dangerous out of that pick and roll in the opening quarter.
Well, last in the league in offensive efficiency, last in the league in points per game, last in field goal percentage. Their offense just hasn't been really good over the start of the season, but they haven't had Jalen Adams running the show. This is how Chris Pongrass, Chase Buford, that organisation thought it would be. And yeah, it's been much better signs these first 5 minutes of this game.
Jessup couldn't lay it up off the glass. Still a couple of injuries for the Kings. No Angus Glover tonight with COVID protocols. Bawali Bales not playing with an ankle injury, and Makua Maker has soreness in his left ankle. Not out there tonight as well. So again, not the full complement for Chase Buford as the Kings give that one up.
Yeah, a couple of guys in there had really good starts to the season. Angus Glover was in terrific form.
Great form.
He was balling, and Bawali Bales as well. Really impressive start to his rookie campaign, and he's going to be out for a few weeks too. That ankle injury doesn't sound too good.
We shouldn't forget Angus Glover, when they played in round 2, was the chief aggravator that night. Nice take. Xavier Rattan-Mays straight into the game. He's a wonderful punch off the bench for the Hawks, and all of a sudden they've got it back to a 4-point game.
It's my pick for 6th man of the year this year.
Hunter misses. Nice rebound for Danovich. He's fouled. So Xavier Rattan-Mays is your pick for 6th man of the year.
Yes, he is.
There's Angus Glover. Not out there tonight. Bawali Bales as well.
Such a great young talent, great pickup. Multi-year deal he signed with the Kings. Has a bright future.
Liam, you're the man that keeps an eye across these awards. Not like our own Pete Hooley, but very close to it. Is he your leading 6th man of the year contender after 6 rounds, Xavier Rattan-Mays?
Jeez, question. He's been good. You know, I think he's going to be much better than what we've seen thus far. Jesse Wagstaff's been pretty good.
Yes, he actually has.
Perennial 6th man of the year candidate. I think, like all the awards, will be hotly contested.
You did well to dodge that. Well done.
Give me a minute.
This is a professional dodger.
I know.
Leo.
I'm the artful.
Harvey couldn't get his shot away. Just the one field goal attempt so far. Rattan-Mays off the dribble, took the contact, played through that. The rebound of the Kings, 8-3. They lead that stat in the opening quarter. Vodanovic rolls to the basket. He misses from underneath, but Froling had a foot on the line. The Kings will get the ball back as we head in courtside to Matty Russell.
Jack, one thing that coach Brian Goorjian has identified after the first 4 games of the Hawks season is to get more out of their bench on the stat sheet. Now, stat sheet aside, they are getting plenty out of the bench in terms of one of the intangibles, bench energy. They're up and applauding, saluting every bucket, every forced foul, every turnover, really showing a really tight Hawks outfit.
Thank you, Matty, but this is not a good look. RJ Hunter in his return game tonight for the Sydney Kings has been on the floor for a minute. Let's take another look.
Jeez. He's in all kinds of pain. Look at him grab at that knee. And we said there's been a chronic knee problem that's been giving him issues. He's been time and time again, maybe a fitness test to be able to play. And here, just no contact, no real twist, just a kind of, his knee seems to just buckle. And he's in all kinds of pain down there.
This is not what the Sydney Kings were after, and needless to say, not what RJ Hunter was after as well. Has already been missing from this lineup due to knee issues, as Liam said. Back in this evening. And he is in real discomfort right now.
Man, he literally just checked into the game a couple of possessions ago. So that knee clearly not right, and that's a bad sight for Kings fans.
And Corey, pretty innocuous. Didn't seem a lot in it. There was no change of direction. There was nothing really.
Just, man. just buckled. Oh, just gotta wait to see what the physio or the doctor say in the back. But
Yeah, we're working on it, mate.
it's never good to go down, especially when no one touches you. No physical contact on that.
It's a horrible scene. Let's check in with Joe Healy courtside.
Yeah, horrible scene indeed. That's heartbreaking. I was stood with one of the Hawks officials, in fact, and even he sort of said, my goodness, that's just not what you want to see. It never is when a player goes down injured. As you saw in the vision there, he looked in agony when he came off. It also feels like it took a lot of the energy out of the Kings bench there, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out and bounce back from that just now.
Yeah, that's a big challenge for them. Thank you, Joe. Deep two from Harry Froling. Talk about players that are starting to become more comfortable. The more we're seeing of Harry Froling as a Hawk, the better he's looking. There he is with that rebound. 15 points in the Hawks' last game against Brisbane.
This is a very important year for Harry Froling. He's bounced around a little bit since being Rookie of the Year in Adelaide. He's went to Brisbane. Didn't have the year that we thought he should have had, or he was going to. So he was projected to have. And he struggled ever since year one. So he needs to have a big year. There is the first bucket in the quarter of NBL 22 for that man right there. I knew he's going to get it tonight.
He's on the board. We know he gets busy after that. Cooks had his shot partially blocked. Sam Froling got a piece of that one. Now Harvey feeling good about himself. Goes whack, whack.
Oh my, 8-zip run Hawks. Sydney got off to that big start. And the Illawarra Hawks have come storming back. RJ Hunter goes down, and as Joe says, the energy sucked out of the Kings squad, and the Hawks take advantage. Harvey from the corner, whack. They come down and they collapse on Xavier Cooks, and then he gives them 3 more. Timeout, Sydney.
Not getting back. You got to sprint back and cover the basket. Protect the hole. Big shifts, and then we can fan out and play. We got to get back and protect, all right? Here we go right here. X, I want you in the corner. Tommy, you're in trail. SB, Swak, you're in right, and JG. You know what? Yeah, that's fine. Galloway, you're here. Esprit, you're bringing on a DHO to X. Get into the corner. X, you're bringing it right back on a DHO to Tommy. All the way through. As that happens, Galloway, you're going to get Swak. Swak's curl it and come set this little drop screen for X. Tommy coming off looking lob to X right there. If you don't have it, hit Swak and we'll just keep playing. Fellas, let's get back to guarding right here. Here we go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3, defense.
One thing's for sure, Chase Pivot has the best hair of any coach in the NBL.
Delightful.
I was trying to listen to the instructions he was giving the Kings players, but was distracted by the beautiful twirl of the hair he's got going there.
It's not really something you and I can add too much to, is it, Corey?
No, it damn sure looked good.
That is a thing of beauty. Not too pleased, though, with his Kings in the last few minutes. See if they can make the adjustments. Sparkle the bullet. Second knockdown of the opening quarter for him.
And that's a good hit. When they play off you, got to make them pay. And he did that possession.
Froling. Guarded by Cooks. 2 really good young Australian bigs. Going head-to-head that time. Vodanovic trailing, timed his run beautifully. Couldn't knock down the 3-ball though. Kings lead it by 1. Ratan Mays for Cleveland in the corner. That's very short.
It's beautifully set up, just not the finish he wanted.
Vodanovic not that much better at the other end. Antonius Cleveland, 1-on-3 situation. cuts through the Kings D and gets himself to the foul line as we check in with Matt Russell.
Yeah, Coach Gorgian very aware of Tyler Harvey's slow starts to games this season. He looked him straight in the eye and said, "You're going now, keep it going." From a team perspective, he wrapped up the timeout saying momentum is huge and momentum comes from stops.
Well, it's working for them. Slow start. They're not a great first quarter team, Illawarra. Second last in the competition. They only score 17 points a game across the season. But with a lot of these numbers, Liam, we shouldn't forget they've only played 4 games, Illawarra. So it's a very small sample size, even though we're in round 7.
Well, that's true. And in a lot of those games, they've been pretty good in the other 3 quarters because they lead the league in points per game at 90 a game. So Coach Gorgian had some issues about their defense coming out of that loss to Brisbane a month ago. And that's why he's constantly referring to getting things started at that end of the floor.
Turnover from the Hawks. Xavier Cooks lost it. Ratan Mays through the contact. Puts the Illawarra Hawks in front. Galloway misses his layup. They haven't led at quarter time at any stage so far this season. They are surging towards quarter time. Harry Froling. Back out for Ratan Mays as the shot clock down to 4. They need to get a shot away. Ogilvie was clever, tapped it back. It's the advantage of Cleveland. The Hawks can reset. Happy to wind down more time on the shot clock. Ratan Mays from mid-range, yes!
What we're seeing in this quarter is a team that started out extremely slow at both ends. Illawarra have picked it up in the second half. Great effort in this first half by Sydney Kings. But it's been all Illawarra in the second half of this first quarter.
Froling drags in the rebound. Has been called for a foul.
That bench energy, as Gorgian has been big on, Matty was talking about, is in full display.
So free throws to come. 32 seconds left. So the Sydney Kings,
2 shots.
this is a pretty good snapshot of the Kings season so far. If the Kings score 20 or more in the opening quarter, undefeated, that is the opposition, they allow 20 points or more, I should say. Under 20, 0-3.
Well, it looks like they're going to go down if that continues, because the Hawks have piled on the points, as Corey says, in these last few minutes. 26 now for the term, and for Sydney, things have just dried up a little.
Bruce found some space for himself. Little floater goes.
Crafty ball handler. He can finish in the paint with the best of them.
Last shot belongs to the Hawks. They've managed to turn this quarter in their favour after it was all Sydney in the opening 4 minutes. Harry Froling threw it up. Ogilvie had a couple of chances. He couldn't finish off either, but the Hawks...
Wait. Yeah, when I called that basket interference for the grab of the net, when did that actually happen?
Vaughan Mabry just wants to check out interference here, so the points might count for Ogilvie after all of that.
He saw AJ Ogilvie signalling that bucket should count.
0.6.
Great pass from Harry Froling. Heads up play.
0.6.
Beautiful spin move. And alley-oop. These brothers are talented. The talent's on display.
Well,
He drew the help from Xavier Cooks, and then you see the
Oh, yeah.
Sydney players touching the net there. That basket will count, and there'll be a little bit of time on the clock.
One center throwing an alley-oop to the other center.
0.6. 0.6.
Talent on full display with these Froling brothers.
Vaughan Mabry, Scott Becker, Jackie Dover, and 3 officials in charge tonight at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Sydney have got 0.6. They can try their luck. And they weren't that far away, but it's Illawarra who leads at quarter time. 28-22 in the Freeway Series. They look good in their first game since December 19. You're watching Thursday Night Basketball in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's quarter time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It was all Sydney to start this one. They led 11-0, but the Illawarra Hawks in their first game in almost a month clawed their way back in. And the longer the first quarter went, the better they got. And they lead it by 6 at quarter time. And the winner of our Kmart gift card for tonight is Kim Waters. The family have been season ticket holders with the Hawks for over 20 years. And they love game night with their friends and family who they've sat together through thick and thin for all those years. That's what we love so much about the Hawkheads, Liam.
For sure. He's a regular.
Always got that hat on too.
He's always representing.
He's in shape. You see his arms?
Isn't
he a lawyer?
Yeah, apparently. I was too focused on the helmet.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's not a man you'd want to be arguing with in the courtroom. Let's check in with Joe Healy, courtside.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I was just listening in to the Kings at quarter time there. Something they did really well to start the game was obviously their defensive pressure, and Chase Buford at quarter time was just preaching to his team to get back in defense and contest every shot. He said giving up 28 points in a quarter is not good enough. It's too much. He'll be happy with that start from Xavier Cooks there, though. And just an update on RJ Hunter. I'm told he is still being assessed in the room, so I will keep you updated.
And Joe, at the other end of the floor, Brian Goorjian singling Antonius Cleveland out for special mention in reference to his 2 block shots. He said the first 5 minutes of the opening quarter, we were allowing buckets. We're starting from the baseline. The back end of the first quarter, we're coming up with stops. We're playing downhill. That's when we're at their best. More of that, please.
Yeah, great call from Gorge. Cleveland was the spark. Yep. Really, Gorge, he held the timeout up his sleeve, down 11 zip. Most timeouts, most coaches, would call that thing. And Cleveland gave him the spark. Hit the 3. Then he got the block, got the score in transition, 5 quick points. And as we have some technical difficulties to deal with, we spoke about Dwop Reith off the top. The importance for the Kings of dealing with him. Well, 0 points in that opening term. Xavier Cooks, really good job. But this is the thing about this Hawk squad. So many weapons. Each of the imports, 6 points each. So that's 18 of their 28 points from their imports. And a nice little contribution from Harry Froling off the bench as well.
Corey, let me ask you about the Sydney Kings. Just having a look at Xavier Cooks here. We've got a slight issue with our clock, which we should have rectified shortly. It almost feels like the wrong question to ask, given the injury that we saw to RJ Hunter in the opening quarter. But Adam's back now. Hunter was back, at least initially. Is it time for them to start to really show something?
They have to, but what we can't really do, what's not fair to do, is assess this team since they've been injured with so many key players out. Now, RJ in, right? RJ out. Jalen in. Glover's not there.
Yep.
So they're missing valuable parts this whole year. So it is definitely, you got to play the game, but it's hard to judge them fully.
We're not too far away from getting our clock fixed up here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. But Liam, let's go back to the man that got all the praise in the Illawarra huddle at quarter time, Antonius Cleveland.
Deserving. As you said, he's been in good form before the break. 3 straight in double figures. He's had 2 games with 4 or more steals, and he just gets it done at both ends of the floor. Hit the 3 to get their scoring going, got the block shot. That finished through contact in transition, and all of a sudden that just settled everybody. All right, we're up and about now. At 11 zip starts in the history books. So big start from him. He's a little camera shy, but that's okay.
Oh, that's going on Santa's watching.
Harry's not.
Harry just says, just pan over and get me in the shot, if you wouldn't mind. But nah, good start from Antonius Cleveland, and just that's exactly the kind of spark that they thought that they would get from him on a regular basis when they signed him, and coming up with the goods when they needed it there in the first term.
Opening game of round 7 tomorrow night. Melbourne United will take on the New Zealand Breakers at MyState Bank Arena in Tasmania, inside a closed venue. It's not completely unfamiliar for us, but that should be fascinating tomorrow night. Now, we've got some news coming through regarding RJ Hunter, Joe.
Yeah, not good. As you can imagine, the Kings have confirmed that he won't return to the game this evening. He is still being checked out in the rooms. Chase Buford actually went to the rooms himself just in that little break there to check in on his star import, but can confirm he won't be returning for the game, and they'll continue to assess him.
That's horrible. Thank you, Joe, for that update. Horrible, horrible news for the Sydney Kings. This rebound maker standing tall and puts it back in. That's Matua maker. His cousin Makua not playing the next start. Tom Mays from the elbow.
So tough. He can create his shot off the dribble just as easy as Tyler Harvey can. So you don't really lose much when Harvey comes out and Baton Maker is running the point.
Full extension right there to create space.
There's 8 points for Tan Mays on 4 of 5.
Chase Buford thinks you pushed off a little. There's a little bit going on in transition there in that middle cylinder. Matua Maker and AJ Ogilvie, and the officials saw the retaliation. You see, watch Ogilvie and Matua Maker here. There's a little bit of contact, then AJ Ogilvie gets hooked up, and he cops the unsportsmanlike. Maker goes to the strike.
Sorry.
Saw the best game of the season from Matua Maker so far on Boxing Day. Had 8 minutes. Handy cameo off the bench in that game against Melbourne. 5 points and a couple of rebounds.
He's a little bit more opportunity tonight as well. With his cousin out, he's kind of steps up a little bit in the depth chart. Gets some first half minutes here. A chance to make the most.
Kings have got it back to 2 the difference. They trail by 6 at quarter time. Ogilvie picks up another foul. Cool maker. Means that the Hawks captain's going to have to sit down, and here's the man that no one should be messing with. Forget the lawyer with the big arms. That's Alex Volkanovski, Corey. He's the UFC featherweight champion.
A machine. I met him. I had dinner with him a couple of times.
Oh, did you just?
Yeah. He's a machine and a beautiful human.
I bet you felt a bit safer at dinner.
I did feel safer.
Saying all the right things.
Saying all the right things.
Had a real spring in your step that night. Xavier Cooks. This is from underneath. Galloway out for Adams. Good look, doesn't go down. Jalen Galloway with another offensive rebound. There's a man who knows how to bury a 3. DJ Vasiljevic.
A nice moment for him. Chance to step into it. Knock it in for Vasiljevic. His first hit of the game.
And his return in round 3 from an Achilles issue. It kept him out for most of last season.
It's good hustle from the Kings on the offensive glass. 5 offensive rebounds. They've struggled a little bit from the field and shooting sub 30% from 3 on the night. But you give yourself extra opportunities. Give yourself a chance. They've taken the lead.
Xavier Cooks checking out. Copped a finger in the eye in that last play. There's the breakdowns of the quarters so far. The second quarter, again, it's the Kings starting quarter as well. Xavier Cooks looks to be a little uncomfortable on the Kings bench. Galloway picks up his dribble off to Adams for 3.
Big hit. Been playing a solid game ever since this game started.
That's 4 assists and now 5 points. Maker drags in the rebound.
Good job setting his teammates up.
There's Jarrell Martin stepping back. Galloway, again, right place, right time, has given them something on the offensive glass.
Sydney have come again, starting out in this second quarter with a lot of energy, dictating this game how it's supposed to be played. And like you said earlier, Liam, they're going hard on the offensive glass, giving themselves more opportunities. And because of that, they got the lead.
They've scored the last 10 points in the game. And Brian Goorjian held on to his timeout in the opening quarter. He's had to use it here.
Offensive rebounds, stupid fouls, bad shots. Come on now. Come on now. This is what we're trying to get better at. All right, let's go a stack this possession. We got to get stops. We got to rebound. Everybody in there and defend. That's the difference. We got 4 minutes starting with the quarter with a layup. All right? We haven't got to stop. Come on now. Stops and we go. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Stack.
I like that. from Brian Gorge. We talk about it. The Kings coming out with energy. It was that man, Xavier Cooks. Jeez, his right eye looks red and sore, but it was him that came out and attacked the rim off that first possession that Gorgon's talking about, and they got on the front foot. Here, Jalen Galloway, just a few minutes on the floor, 3 offensive rebounds. And Gorgon, it just doesn't cut it with him. Being outworked, being out-hustled, it's got to start at that point, and he's the master at keeping his teams accountable.
He said they haven't got to stop. There's a foul. In fact, a push-off foul.
26.
That's not going to please Brian Gorgon. Give it straight back.
I got it.
First possession, and the foul was called on Dewalt Reith in the
That's
end.
his second foul.
Brian Gorgon voicing his displeasure. He can see that this is not going the direction that he wants it to be going right now. Vasiljevic makes the bonus. Let's check in with Joe Healy courtside.
Yeah, the Kings, as you can imagine, guys, are loving the energy and effort that Galloway is bringing off the bench out there on the court. Chase Buford just wants them to continue to try and get stops. That way they can run the floor. And as you'll see, Maker is sticking with Duop out there, while Jarrell has the job of muscling up Sam Froling.
And Joe, we heard Coach Gorgon telling his team to zone in defensively again as Harvey goes to the Kings, now Jessup, but he also wants them to win today and win their first 2 home games for the first time since 2012. And Corey, just back to your dinner with Alex Volkanovski, I heard it was the only time you didn't complain about having to pay the check.
That's for sure. Shout out to the Hour Group, because I did not have to pay.
I knew there was a reason you were there. You know how they say there's no such thing as a free dinner? When you're Corey Homicide Williams, your life's a free dinner.
I wish. But I got luck. I got in that guy. Shout out to the Hour Group. They hooked me up.
Illawarra, we expected them to be a little bit rusty. It's more the second quarter rust that's been an issue for them. No rebounders on that free throw.
Top of it, they're 4 for 8 from the free throw line as well.
Adams got a foot in the paint, and his floater goes. He's got himself to 7 points.
He is flat out getting it done in this first half.
Harvey gets the 3-ball away. They need more of that. First player in the game in the double figures. Tyler Harvey, 3 of 3 from outside. Adams improvising. Martin underneath, blocked, over the back. Cleveland got a piece of that. Now Jessup stepping into the 3. Got it!
Well, that helps big time for the Hawks. Back-to-back buckets from their sharpshooters, Harvey. And then Antonius Cleveland somehow managed to keep control of it, find Justinian Jessup, and he strides into the transition 3. Here's Harvey off the high ball screen, and then Cleveland kick ahead. Jessup had options, and he said, you know what, I might just tee one up. Bang. Timeout, Sydney.
Back-to-back 3s for the Hawks. And we are back to a 2-point game, and there is feeling in this one again. Brian Gorgon remonstrating at the start of this timeout. And Chase Buford wanting to have his say on proceedings as well. But talking about having a say on proceedings, Jalen Adams so far, everything that he's touching is turning to gold. 7 points and 4 assists.
That's how valuable he is. This is why he needed to be on this court and healthy. He's setting the table for everybody. He can also eat himself, but the fact that his playmaking abilities on full display, getting everybody involved, that's the reason they're in this game, and pretty much they were leading the majority of the game. Hell of a pickup. Glad to see him back on the court healthy.
6.5 minutes remaining. Sydney Kings will play New Zealand on Sunday in a home game. Kudos Bank Arena. The Hawks have got Melbourne at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. What a round 7 this is for Illawarra. This will really put them on the path for the season. If they can beat the Kings and Melbourne in this round 7, look out.
That'd be huge. That'll be two big wins. I think everyone, look, there's a feeling of a bit of a restart happening here, round 7. You know, a lot of teams looking at this as a chance to launch themselves into this next part of the season.
Now it's Sydney's turn to respond out of the timeout. Vasiljevic combines with Martin. The pass was on, but it didn't find the target. Here's Matty Russell courtside.
Coach Gorgian alarmed at the way his team are defending Jalen Adams, saying we're doing a terrible job on the on-balls. We're not fighting over the screens, and as a result, he's having his way with us.
As you can imagine, guys, just one message out of that Kings timeout as well. Find Justinian Jessup, find Tyler Harvey, and do not let them get into a rhythm.
5 of 9 from outside. Thank you, Joe. And you can see why Chase Buford wants to try and rein that in. 39 apiece at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Big rebound, Sam Froling. Illawarra stream forward. Here's Jessup. Hard to the basket. Froling follows up, tips it in. Hawks back in front.
Great job from Sam Froling. Rips it off the defensive glass and then just pushes it. Sparks the break. They're ready to clean up the mess.
Adams stripped of it. Sydney ball from the baseline. 13 left on the shot clock.
You can see out of that timeout, Antonius Cleveland's put his hand up. Said, all right, you know what? He's having his way with us. I'm going to go to that man. We want someone to fight over some screens. I'll be that guy. And he's working really hard defensively on those pick and roll coverages.
There's the bucket that the Kings were after. Wani Swakala-Bullock under the cup. Has 10 points. Had 8 in the first quarter. It's the first time in his career that he'd ever had 8 in a quarter. Cleveland getting into the paint. No foul call. Hawks fans wanted one. Cleveland certainly wanted one as well. Swakala-Bullock has been shooting the basketball so well tonight.
What I love is the fact that when he's getting these opportunities, he's taking full advantage of it.
And falling upstairs. Now we've got ourselves a ball game.
Good finish by the big fella. Even better find on that pick and roll.
Kings lead it by 1. This time, Swakala-Bullock draws the closeout. Cooks off one leg. There's Duop Reith, who has not scored in the game so far after having 27 and 7 in the round 2 contest. There'll be a foul on the floor. Points are waved away.
Good finish.
The quietness of Duop Reith, Corey, is it a case of the Kings shutting him down? Is Reith not having an impact? What do you see?
Thing is, he got that first foul early when Cook attacked him. Cook is doing a better job on him also. Keep up with him on the perimeter a bit more than Jarrell Martin. But once you get that first foul early in the game as a key player, you tend to take your foot off the aggressive, the pedal, the gas, because you don't want to get that second foul. So I know he's thinking like that. He hasn't even attempted to really score or be aggressive.
Sean Bruce back out there for the Kings. Martin found a way when there wasn't a way.
Strong move down low for Martin. And just back on Duop Reith, when you talk about that matchup with Xavier Cooks, what Cooks does better than Jarrell Martin is these sorts of moments to close out on the pick and pop. That's where Duop Reith hurt him last time, and his ability to get back. He hit 3 of 4 threes when they matched up in round 2, and a lot of it was those type of actions.
Martin 3 of 7 from the field. Here's Rattan Mays with his head down into the corner. That'll do. Sam Froling.
And great penetration and find. The luxury of having a big that can step out and hit the perimeter shot. Gets to the rack. Defense collapses, doesn't respect the big fella. He steps out, corner pocket, free ball.
Damn. Nice to see him step in and shoot that with confidence too, because he can shoot it, Sam Froling. Coming up as a youngster, ahead of his time in the NBL, he was really confident from the perimeter. Hasn't put it on full display at this level yet, but shot that thing with confidence.
He's been working really hard on his shooting in the off-season as well, and that showed. Drags him rebound number 5.
It's great rim protection, that possession.
46-45, Rattan Mays kicks it out. Froling, why not? Why not? Five of 7 from the field. Illawarra back in front by 1. Martin at the other end, blocked. That time was to Rob Reith. Hawks have scored the last 4. They go down low to Reith. Still searching for his first points in the game. Falling away on Cooks.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just great defense. Just better offense. Tough. He made him work, and that's what you have to do. You got to make him work.
Much like the first quarter, the Hawks are owning the back end of the term. Froling goes down. I suggest that'll be a flop warning. And Illawarra scored off their last 3 trips down the floor. Reith, deep 2. Not that time. Bruce hustles on hands and knees, wins it back. Passes while he was on the ground for Xavier Cooks.
It's a late hustle. Sean Bruce. Loose ball, first guy on the floor. Sean Bruce wanted it more than anybody else. Look at him just get after it. Reith reaches. Bruce dives and then
underhand scoops.
Wow.
Half-court pass for a dunk.
Gave him a tunnel ball.
The awareness. Look up the floor, see Xavier Cooks open ahead of the pack, and he finds him.
Oh, that is brilliant from Sean Bruce. Sydney get a settling bucket as well. Timeout with 1:26 to play in this second quarter. Here's Chase Buford.
Hey, 90 seconds left right here. Let's really lock in. Great center fields. Great talk from you two. Rebound. Let's see if we get a couple transition looks, getting it out, kicking it ahead. Here we go. We're good. You're getting fouled. You're getting fouled. It's all right. Here we go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
He's got his teammate, his players back there. Xavier Cooks just talking about missing around the rim. They've had a bunch of really good looks right at the cup, the Kings. And they just haven't been able to make the most. Cooks is 3 of 9. Jarrell Martin also 3 of 9.
Contact to push him down, but not a charge and not a flop.
Every time one of our guys has fallen over the entire year, it's been a flop warning. And I felt the same way. I felt a ton of times. There's been contact enough to fall. It doesn't have to be.
Okay.
But every time it gets called against us.
Okay.
Every time.
I got you.
Scott Becker just saying, yep. Thanks, Chase. Appreciate your input.
I think he has a fair point, Chase Buford. He's talking about that play with Sam Froling, saying he took a dive, and I think he's right.
1-point lead to the home team. As we close in on halftime in the second edition of the Freeway Series in this Hungry Jacks NBL 22 season. Time for Froling. Loose ball falls back to Illawarra. Hand off to Rattan Mays. Crosses over Swakala Bullock. The Kings walking up the floor. Bruce at the top of the key. Short for Galloway. Offensive rebound falls his way. That's his 4th. Now the shot clock at 4 for Bruce. They've got to get a shot away. They do. It's not a meaningful one. And a missed opportunity for the Kings. Now the Hawks happy to use their full 24. 3-second differential between the game and shot clock. Matan Mace in the role of playmaker. This trip down the floor. Swings to the corner. Cleveland off balance. Had to throw it up. It doesn't go. Froling kept playing. Blocked on the buzzer by Martin. At half-time, in a very, very entertaining...
This is spicy.
49-48. There's a bit going on in this game.
Two teams just throwing blows. The rivalry is real. It is not manufactured. These two teams hate each other. Great first half by both teams.
And it's Illawarra who find themselves with a 1-point lead, and Matty Rossell's got a man who's been instrumental in that lead.
He has been, Jack. Sam Froling, congratulations. Personally, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Why is it working well for you in the first half?
No, I'm just going out there. I mean, guys like Duop and Tyler draw a lot of attention. I got to clean up the boards and I get left open a lot, so I'm just putting them in.
How did the Hawks fight their way back into it after that fast start by Sydney?
Yeah, I think we just came out a bit slow. We had to lock in a bit more defensively. We weren't covering the on-balls very well. And then that was the second 5 minutes of that first quarter. We picked up our intensity, started running a little bit, and we got back.
The coach made a big thing of the D in a couple of the timeouts, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we want to hang our hat on. That's what got us to the finals last year. That's what's going to get us to the end this year.
Good luck in the second half, Sam Froling. So at the break, it is the Hawks 49 over Sydney 48. We've got a good one to open round 7. A break, and then we're back with the first half highlights.
Half-time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Thursday night basketball, the second edition of the Freeway Series, and much like the first, it is an intense contest. At half-time, the Illawarra Hawks leading the Sydney Kings 49-48.
Well, it was a highly entertaining, bit of a roller coaster ride of a first half, wasn't it? Both teams got off, they had double-digit scoring runs. That was a big moment. RJ Hunter going down. He's had chronic knee problems that have kept him off the floor so far this season, and he's not going to play the rest of the game. And Tyler Harvey, he hit a couple of big shots, 10 points. He's 3 of 3 from long range. Sam Froling had a really nice first half. 10 points, 6 boards, 3 at the offensive end. And also just showing his skills from long range a little bit, knocking down a couple. The guys on the bench enjoying that. There you see Harvey and Froling leading the way. They're the two guys in double digits for the Hawks. And Swaka Laborde, the man doesn't even have a photo.
Get the man a photo.
He's got 13 points. He's the game-leading scorer. We love the work that he's doing for the Sydney Kings this year. And Martin, he's got 8. They need to get Xavier Cooks going a little bit more as well. And you have a look there at the three-point field goal percentage for the Sydney Kings. 5 of 18, sub 30%. Had some good looks. Haven't been able to knock it down. For the most part, this is just a really tightly contested first half, and both teams have a couple of different things to tighten up in the sheds.
There was some rust for the Hawks early on, Corey. No rust when it comes to Sam Froling. His impact in this game has been huge, and for the Hawks, while they're not getting the output out of Duop Reith, Sam Froling steps in and he carries the load.
Most improved player, right? He got big game. We just saw him. He's almost 7 foot. Gets it off the rebound and pushes it all the way and gets an and one finish at the basket. Doing a really good job rebounding the ball, excellent finishing around the rim. He's stepping out, shooting threes. Everything is on full display, as it should be. He's at home. This is a must-win game against a rivalry team, so you want to be playing your best basketball, especially tonight. In his first half, he's played great.
What I love about it, too, is some people, some players, they kind of try to hide away from the rivalry. Oh, nah, it's no big a deal. It's just another game. During the week, Sam Froling talked the talk. He said, look, we feel it. This is a big matchup. We always want to make sure we beat the Kings. When you come to this club, you learn about this rivalry. He says he feels it. We feel he's coming out and playing really well.
A lot of green on that SodaStream shot chart. Well, unfortunately, there is one sour note to the opening half. Matty Russell's at the Win Entertainment Centre, and Matty, it was a shocking and distressing scene for RJ Hunter of the Sydney Kings. His return game tonight was out there for a minute and looks to now have picked up another really serious knee injury.
Yeah, Jack, an innocuous incident, wasn't he? His knee just buckled and gave way. He's only played 2 of the Kings' 6 games so far because of what we told was knee soreness. Well, tonight's injury is much more than just knee soreness. The medical officials conferred in the hallway beside the court, and after initially clearing him of a suspected ACL injury, the diagnosis right now is that it's a patella tendon injury. Now, the exact length and duration he'll be out of play for is still unknown until he has scans over the next 48 hours. But I'll come back to Liam Santamaria and Corey Williams. What does it mean for the Kings going forward in terms of their chances over the next couple of months, and how should they best fill the gap, which could be long and significant if it is a serious patella tendon injury?
Well, if it's a long gap, if this is that, you're going to have to get a new input. This league is too good. The competition is too tough for you to just sit and wait again for a player that's got re-injured. You need to get a new input.
Yeah, I think that the big part about this is that the chronic problem that he's had in that knee. I mean, if it is indeed the same knee, now you've got a problem that's just rearing its ugly head time and again and making it really tough for him to be on the floor. Then he gets on the floor 2 minutes in, and that happens. So you're right. I mean, if that's the situation, they will have to look long and hard about that possibility.
It's the decision they didn't think they'd be having to make, but unfortunately, that's the future for the Sydney Kings and RJ Hunter. As we head to the break, it's the Hawks who lead it by 1, and you too can play like a pro. Thanks to Bunnings Warehouse, who are giving you the chance to win your very own court at home. You can enter now at win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings.
I was out there every day, so I think if I had a full court, you wouldn't get me inside.
Most of the games I played on the lower hoop, just to show my supreme athleticism.
I only worked on shooting, which is why that's really all I can do.
So when you're 8 years old or 10 years old, it's the best thing in the world.
I had a basketball hoop and a little trampoline. I used to play back there for hours with my brother, and
get beat up a lot, but it was a lot of fun in the meantime.
And I hope that one day when I grow up, I'll be able to give my kids a court at home as well.
That's where I lost a lot of games to my brother at.
It started at this height, and every year I got older, it moved higher and higher until I got to 10 foot, and I'm doing the same with my kids back at home.
My dad built one, so I had a little bit of like a half court going on, and that made my life the best, so I could never complain as a kid.
And that was kind of like our sanctuary, our getaway from everything.
Welcome back. You're watching Thursday Night NBL as the Hawks leading the Kings by 1 point. I've got Sydney coach Chase Buford with me. Chase, that first half had just about everything, including the injury to RJ. How do you assess the game so far?
Yeah, it's been a high-level game. They made some shots. We played some good stretches, but we got to lock up a little bit better on defense, giving them too many easy buckets. 49 is too much for a half.
I was going to ask you about the defense. You've kept Reed to 2 points, but it's the likes of Tyler Harbour and Justinian Jessup that you need to stop. How do you do that?
Yeah, we did a good job for a while. We lost them in a couple moments. I think the biggest thing for us was transition and offensive rebounds. We just let them get easy baskets. They're going to hit tough shots. They're good players. We got to contain the easy baskets we give them.
And how is RJ in the rooms?
It's not so good. Thanks,
Good luck
Joe.
for the rest of the game.
That tells us everything we need to know about RJ Hunter, unfortunately. There's Sam Froling. Again, stepping out, draining a deep one.
Shooting with confidence. They run that play for Justinian Jessup right out of the huddle. Comes up with a defensive play as well. Finds Froling, and he's not hesitating.
Harvey for 3. 6 points in less than 30 seconds to start the third quarter for Illawarra.
Offensively, this team is too potent and explosive to not find them. Coach just talked about that. And the first 2 possessions, bang, bang.
The best offensive team in the competition so far, the Illawarra Hawks. They average 90 points a game. That is an answer and a half from Jalen Adams.
He's been playing great.
We only played 11 minutes of that first half. Not in foul trouble, has no personal fouls. So we thought that maybe there would be no minutes restriction on him. But they've outscored the Hawks by 10 with him on the floor. Makes sense for him to play a whole bunch of tick in this second half.
And here we go. Tyler Harvey, 2 of 2 so far in the first minute and 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
5 of 5 from outside today. He's averaging 2.5 3-point makes a game. He's doubled that in a half and a minute. Swakala Bullock, no foul. Gets to the basket and tells Tyler Harvey about it.
Very impressed with the way this man is going about his business this season, but definitely tonight.
Former Perth Wildcat playing some big minutes in this one. Duop Reith off the glass.
He's not going to keep a good man down for too long. It's 4 quarters in this game. Good defense in this first half against him. Now he has 2 fouls. Now he can be more aggressive.
Points will count for Jarrell Martin.
Strong move from Martin. Good help from Tyler Harvey along the baseline. Here's Swakala Bullock. Little push off, but Harvey given the flop warning. Nonetheless, he's the game-leading scorer.
15.
Well, he's the team-leading scorer. Harvey's got 16 now, but Martin, good poise as the roll man there. Didn't travel, didn't run over Tyler Harvey down there. Just a little power dribble, jump stop, went around the defense, took it up strong.
Short on the extra. Kings find themselves down 6. Reith showing his skills off the dribble.
That was beautiful. The shot fake got Xavier Cooks up in the air, and Tyler Harvey's making all these plays. The threat of him getting downhill, as Adams can't answer from long range there. The high ball screen from Reith, and Xavier Cooks is doing his very best, but it's a lot of ground to cover as the help man to try to get back to Duop Reith, and as he sprints back, Reith hits him with the shot fake.
Now the Kings are adamant that this was last touched. In fact, sorry, the Hawks are adamant that it was last touched. Well, the Kings, I should say. Brian Goorjian not too pleased. So coach's challenge. If Illawarra are successful, they'll retain their challenge. If unsuccessful, they will lose their challenge. Sydney yet to use theirs. I've got to say, Corey, the strike rate for coaches' challenges haven't been great this year, have they?
Have not.
Let's have a look who touched this one last. These are the angles that the replay centre are looking at the moment. What are we thinking here?
Well, we've certainly got all the angles. Here's the nine angles
All
in
9.
HD that Josh Majette wasn't impressed with.
All we're missing is someone's iPhone from the front row.
Yeah, we get a good look on the left there, I would think. That looks like it's off Antonius Cleveland to me. My strike rate recently on these bad boys has been very low.
It has, isn't it?
It has.
Yeah. I don't mean to bring it up, but it has.
I brought it up.
That's okay.
You were quick to chime in, though.
We all have our flaws. You don't have many.
He's unsuccessful. All the forwards confirmed. They lose their timeout and their coach's challenge.
Not sure Gorge too happy with that. Also in attendance tonight, we believe, Liam, inside the Wynn Entertainment Centre, Brian Goorjian in the next FIBA World Cup qualifier games won't be coaching the Australian team. He'll be staying with the Hawks, and Rob Beveridge in the venue tonight at the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
In the building. Just keeping an eye on proceedings. Be interesting, really interesting to see which players end up suiting up that squad. I think there'll be a bunch of development players from around the league probably get an opportunity.
I read Nick Kay's name was mentioned.
Oh, we've got to get Nick Kay, Angus Brandt, those guys out of Japan for sure.
Swacker a bullet, nice pass out. Cook's had his feet set. Rebound falls Illawarra's way. Harvey for Jessup, and the extra pass underneath for Froling. Fouled over the back by Martin. When they're at their absolute best, the Illawarra Hawks, Corey, they look clinical on the offensive end. This third quarter, and that last play as well, they've looked exactly that. They look clinical.
Yeah, very impressed how they executed that play. Good extra pass, found the big fella underneath who's been playing really good. But defensively, they've been really good in this third quarter. Tyler Harvey, 5 of 5 from downtown. It's never a bad look. Definitely this year because he's struggled a bit. He hasn't been consistent, and been the Tyler Harvey we've grown accustomed to see last season, this year so far. So, sure, Illawarra fans and Brian Gordon is pleased to see him shooting the ball well.
Tip-in goes from Martin. Any reason why, do you think, Corey?
You got Do-Up Reeve getting the ball more. People know you. You're a key cog with this team, so there might be more pressure on him. Defensively, different looks that they're throwing at him. He got it covered tonight, though.
Yeah, picks up the travel there. You're right. I mean, Do-Up Reeve's 5th in the league in scoring. Justinian Jessup's scoring is a little up from last season.
Cleveland.
He's got more weapons at his disposal as far as teammates are concerned this season. So I like the fact that he's actually trying to get everyone else a little bit involved to begin this year. He knows he can score in this league.
And especially last season, you know, let's be honest, Perth wore him down. Wore him like a cheap glove. And you know you can't do it by yourself, so you should want to have all this help that he has on that team and look for them more.
Points will count for Froling. He's up to 15 and 7 on the night. In fact, make that 17 after that made bucket. He's the leading scorer in the game. Tyler Harvey has 16 for Illawarra.
A little bit of a change-up defensively here from the Hawks. Last couple of possessions, showing a little zone. They're sticking with it. And Vasiljevic, he's finding the gaps, knocking down shots.
His second made 3 of the night. Gets himself to 7 points. Shooting it at 41% from outside on his return this season. And Cleveland trying to be creative. Had Froling cutting baseline.
It's just good ball movement, good teamwork. Everybody's touching the ball. As you said earlier, Jack, when they are flowing, they are tough to beat. And it's a beautiful look just watching the way they play their basketball.
That was tough from Xavier Cooks. We're starting to have a say in this third quarter. End-to-end stuff in the Freeway Series. And we're loving every minute of it here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Reith had his shot, swatted away by Xavier Cooks.
Really well defended. Held his own down there physically. Xavier Cooks, he's outmatched against Do-Up Reeve down low, but held his ground and blocked the shot.
A rush of blood to the head results in a turnover from Cleveland. He's going to come to the bench. Tick inside 5 minutes remaining. 68-61 as both teams go to the bench.
So the Kings are just a little bit shallow tonight. RJ Hunter, of course, not playing now, and with no Angus Glover, Bawali Bales, Makua Maker. When they start rotating players, Jarrell Martin steps in and knocks that down. They need guys like Sean Bruce, Tom Vodanovic step up and play well in this second half.
First made 3 of the night for Martin. It was 5 of 12 when they played in round 2, which Illawarra won. Harvey, nice look for Harry Froling. That rattles out. 4-point ball game. Adams into the corner. That is a beautiful pass for Maker. Couldn't get the three to go down. And Harvey gives it up. Turnovers like that, and 12 of them in a game, will not please Brian Gorgon. The Hawks are the cleanest team in the league. They only average 9 turnovers a game across the season so far. They've had 12 in less than 3 quarters, Corey.
2 of them were from their main ball handler. Uncharacteristic turnovers.
(68-64). Four minutes to play. Quarter number 3. Bruce steps out of bounds.
These right here, these are the danger minutes for the Kings. Jalen Adams out, Xavier Cooks out. And the Hawks, they're just so deep, one of the deepest teams in the league. Look at the talent they still have on the floor. Big minutes here for the Kings to hang tough.
Froling knocks down the deep one. 2 of 3, Harry Froling. He's got 4 rebounds to go with it. He's playing his role. Illawarra have outscored Sydney 22-16 in this third quarter. Swakala Bullock aggressive and short. The ball jar's free, and Sydney are going to get it back. They've got their numbers ahead. Easy 2 for Jarrell Martin. Froling trying to keep that in play. And there's a couple of uncharacteristic things from Illawarra.
And as you said, danger minutes for both teams. Take care of the ball.
There is Rob Beveridge in the striking purple shirt.
Sitting next to Dori Kadahi and Alexander the Great. Jeez, it's all happening there, Celebrity Row.
Sure is. Maybe that can be Rob's personal security when the Boomers go overseas.
Beautiful take and finish by the Kings.
Froling sets the pick for Ratan Mays and steps out. This time got the hard close. Harvey with a hand in the face. 6 of 6 from outside.
Wow. He is absolutely feeling it. Tyler Harvey making it rain. You lose him for a second, and he will take advantage and knock it down.
I'm going to find a way to stop him. Martin short. Swakala Bullock follows up. Gets it to roll home. He's having some sort of night. There he is again. Getting the ball back. He's almost keeping them in this game, Corey.
It's great hustle, energy and effort. See Harvey from deep. 6 of 6. Kings finding a way to hang in there. Getting extra possessions. Great hustle. Monty up to 17 points, 7 of 9. 2 rebounds.
Make a baseline, showing his athleticism. Couldn't finish off. Ratan Mays downhill through the contact. He's got himself on the free throw line.
Cardinal sin, you got to stop the ball in transition. Great push. Use of upper body strength and body contact to draw the foul. Now he goes to the line for 2. Kings got to do a better job in transition, stopping the ball.
That man Wani Swakala Bullock, career night from him already. 17 points. His previous career high was 11. That game you spoke about earlier, Corey. The first game of the Freeway Series this season. Of course, had a 10-point game Sydney's last time out. The loss to United on Boxing Day, but has been just super impressive tonight. 17 points, 7 of 9 from the field.
That's the last thing Sydney need is Jarrell Martin under an injury cloud.
Yeah, because that man is balling. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 8 of 15 from the field.
Already without RJ Hunter, who was injured within a minute of his return tonight. He'll take no further part in this game. Vasiljevic forced into a tough look by Froling. The Hawks ended up spilling each other's milk. There's an easy 2 for Sydney.
Yeah, and that's 10 offensive rebounds. The Sydney Kings doing a good job and just some uncharacteristic turnovers in this quarter, as you mentioned, Jack. Liam, you said this was a danger period in the last 3 minutes of this quarter. It was a 10-point game. Now it's a 3-point, 1-possession game.
It's been a great result for the Kings, hasn't it? Those turnovers piling up for the Hawks. And the Kings have been managing to tick the scoreboard over, and one finish from Cooks.
That energy and passion he plays with. How could you not love it? Great slice, cut, caught the defender slipping. What Reed, great body control. Tough finish.
Can't make the extra. 9 of 11 from the free throw line tonight, the Kings. Rattan Mays. The Kings will be playing to take the lead on this possession. Seesawing contest. Bruce swings for Hodgson, who's out there getting some minutes in the third quarter. Cooks for Vodanovic. Kings in front.
Fantastic ball movement. Great usage of the whole shot clock. Good find in the corner. Bucket.
And the Hawks, who controlled the early stages of the third, needing a bucket. Conrad catch and shoot. Forced into a tough one. Sydney push forward. Cooks from one end to the other. Takes on Duopre. Tips in his own miss.
Big energy plays from the Kings. Big energy from Cooks.
That's what he brings.
Just putting heat on the D and the rim and cleaning up his own mess.
14-9 for Xavier Cooks. There'll be a foul on Hodgson. Great to see Justin Hodgson out there getting some minutes.
That'll be no problem as far as Chase Buford's concerned. They had 2 fouls to give. The final possession here of the third quarter, and Hodgson coming in on the end of the bench. He's got fouls to play with, so get after it, young fella.
Okay, play ball.
The officials have just taken a look at Tom Vodanovic's 3, which is now going to be a 2.
Hang on, the last 3, that's the only player I'm looking at the moment, mate. I've been around long enough to know.
79-75. This venue holds no fears for the Kings. They won their last 3 here and 7 of their last 10. Not many teams in the NBL, Liam, could say that they've got that sort of record at the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
Yeah, there's something about this rivalry, actually. In recent times, the away team's been getting most of the wins. And they're really hanging tough tonight. Undermanned, heavily undermanned right now. With RJ Hunter going down. But these last few minutes have been huge for the purple and gold.
Shot clock switched off. Rattan Mays is fouled by Cooks.
White 10.
Have fouls to play with. They force Illawarra to come back with something different. All important last play of this third quarter. The Sydney Kings have scored the last 8 points and are finishing this quarter strong. The Hawkheads are trying everything to get the home team going. Rattan Mays got his shot away, not that far away either. It's the Kings who will go into three-quarter time with a 3-point lead. Strap yourselves in. Once again, the Freeway Series is delivering in the Hungry Jacks NBL. 78-75 with 1 to go. What a contest we've got at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Sydney leading 78-75. They went on an 8-0 run to finish off the term, and with a quarter left, anything could happen. This has been a hell of a contest.
Been a great first 3 quarters. Huge third quarter there from the Kings. Brian Gorgon would not have been happy with the defensive effort, their work on the defensive glass. 30-point quarter for Sydney, their highest scoring term of the season so far.
The Kings have never scored 84 at any stage this season. Xavier Cooks, goodness, starts the fourth quarter off with a bang.
16 points, 8 rebounds. Energy that he's brought in the last 5 minutes of that quarter have got the Sydney Kings up 5. Beautiful finish.
Talk about take the air out of a building. That'll help their cause. Rattan Mays for Harvey. Lost the D, wide open, yes.
That's a big hit by Illawarra after that thunderous two-hand slam.
Woo. He's a man on a mission, Xavier Cooks. The 3-3 Sydney Kings against the 3-1 Illawarra Hawks. Vasiljevic late in the clock from well beyond the arc. Harvey, 6 of 6 from outside today, looking for 7 from 7. And that will be a double-double for Xavier Cooks. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Had 14 and 11 when the teams played in round 2. He's been huge for them again this evening. Behind the back pass, not that far away. Botanovic didn't read the cues.
He's trying to get crafty with an absolute rack attack from Cooks as the lane opened up, and he well and truly made the most.
Jessup from inside. I think that rebound number 11 for Cooks. He's downhill again, hard to stop. Help came from Cleveland. Kings play through, Bruce tees one up. Fowling drags in the 8th rebound himself. Cleveland, feet set, bang.
Heads up play from Rathan Mays in transition. 5-on-4 opportunity with Cooks on the deck, and he just assessed the defense. Knew there was going to be an open man, found Antonius Cleveland on the arc, and he drilled it.
What about the start to this last quarter, Corey?
This is a great game.
81-80 at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. This is seriously entertaining stuff.
This is what we wanted from this rivalry. It did not disappoint. Both teams just throwing blows at each other.
Chase Buford has had to come up with a few different tricks. 3 players out heading into tonight's game. They lose RJ Hunter within a minute of his return back out there, but he's found a way, Liam, to keep this group in the game, and at various stages they've been leading.
Well, they've just played really hard in key moments, the Kings. You know, they've had to scramble and just make it work with different lineups that maybe don't usually play all that many minutes together. And the energy of Martin, the energy of Cooks, Wakala Bullock having a career night, and they've hung really tough.
Hawks lead it by 1, and if you think that you can shoot a full-court shot at an NBL game, well, Tyler Harvey probably could. He's made everything else tonight. You can head to the NBL website, win page, to enter. With thanks to the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot, you'll get another chance from halfway where you'll be shooting for 50 grand if you're unsuccessful. Out of you two, if one of you had to nail one from half court, in your current states? Who's most likely?
Are we in the jacket?
No jacket.
Appreciate the vote of confidence. I've seen Corey do one of those, but he had the jacket on. It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't pretty.
All right, Corey, if it's not you then, it's Martin. Drives and scores.
Wrong take.
13. One shot.
21 points on 9 of 16. And he's at the free throw line for one more. So if it's not you, name one player in the league that you would want to take that shot for you.
Good question.
Liam?
All time or current?
You can mix it up with all time if you want.
Well, Nigel Purchase is the man I would turn to because I've seen him do it.
Okay.
One shot.
Longest shot in NBL history.
I think a certain man who sits at this desk with grey hair and goes by the nickname of the GOAT might be a bit flat with that. What about you, Corey?
I'm trying to think. I'd go probably like Goulding or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good nomination. Hashtag NBL22. Give us your thoughts on social media. Harvey, nice little pass in the pocket for Froling. Stepped onto his right hand and scores. Illawarra back in front by 1. $21-8 for Sam Froling tonight. Constant lead changes in this last quarter. Has been really since quarter time. Martin into the paint. Foul. Doesn't get that to go.
Great strong take to the rack. He's been playing some really good basketball in this game. 21 points, 7 rebounds.
Let's check in courtside with Joe Healy.
Yeah, guys, I have a bit of a theory on your half-court shooting here. I'm thinking it'll be a big who actually doesn't shoot the ball very often, because the strong shooters are going to be at training really focused on their stroke, whereas the bigs are the ones that are messing around, bombing it from halfway.
It's an interesting theory.
Don't hate that.
Don't mind it.
Don't hate that.
So is Joe having, like, say, like a Dean Newtoff take her full court shot? Is that what she's saying?
Man Mountain. Was not expecting a Man Mountain.
No.
Reference this evening.
Well, I'm just thinking big.
You talk about Jarrell Martin, Corey. Geez, he's been playing really well, but great to see him continue that play. You know, these last 3 games leading into the break there were really high level, and he's brought it again tonight.
Shot clock down to 5. Froling from the elbow, yes. What a night Sam Froling's having shooting the basketball. 10 of 14. He has 23 points. Adams has been a little quieter in his second half. His pass on the way through. Bruce drags it back out for Martin in motion. Misses everything.
He's barely played, Jalen Adams. He's been the ace that Chase Buford's had up his sleeve. There's LaMelo. Just making an appearance in the stands, but he only played 5 minutes so far in this second half. So Chase Buford has kept him on the bench. He's unrolled him now, but how long is he going to sit on Xavier Cooks? He's giving him a really quick blow right now. Game's on the line.
It's just so tough to guard because you have to play him so tight in that half court. And he can do things like that and still kill you. Pick your poison.
That's a difficult look from Adams. Ball bouncing around. Sydney will retain it. Now they'll give it up. The hustle play from Cleveland. Jalen Adams is saying that this is worth having a look.
As confident as he is, looking at the coach saying to call the coach's challenge, how could you not believe it?
Hard for the coach to say no when he's that twirling the finger to that extent.
He's got to go with it. See, we're seeing it every second play in the NBA at the moment, aren't we? And here we've got just the one challenge. Adams tried to pull the hand away, but it's a question of whether the ball grazed the hand on the way through. Anything conclusive there for you?
Oh, not really, but I mean, it's definitely Ratha Mays knocks it. Jeez,
It looked like he touched it a little bit.
would you call for the challenge to that extent if you felt it graze your finger?
I would. Maybe just singles in
Needs to be conclusive enough to overturn the decision.
What's the actual shot clock? Coach's challenge is successful. The call is overturned. We have white ball. Sydney keep their challenge and their timeout.
Well, there you go. Chase Buford keeps his challenge, which may just come in handy down the stretch. 5 minutes, 27 remaining.
He uses that opportunity there, that little extra rest with that timeout. Now he reinserts Xavier Cooks into the game.
Mismatches all over the floor here for Sydney. They pull the trigger on an Adams three. Cleveland did a good job of boxing out Martin. Harvey. Forced to give it up. Jessup into the corner. Cleveland off the front of the iron. The Kings trail by 3. Adams trying to get creative. Just to kick it back out for Martin. That jumps out. Offensive rebound, Sydney. Turnover immediately. It's almost as if Tyler Harvey didn't know Sean Bruce was there. Almost had his pocket picked. Froling to the basket. Lays it up.
I mean, he's just playing at an all-NBL level in this game right now. Very impressive how he's gone about his business. Finishing in the paint. Another turnover. Hitting threes. Scoring key baskets.
And across the season, Corey, 48% of his points have come in the fourth quarter. He's getting it done down the stretch again tonight. Rattan Mays off balance. Turnaround, Jay goes.
I just love how he plays. Just a bag full of tricks.
The Kings need a score. Last 8 points and belong to Illawarra. And this is in danger of slipping away from them. Martin, late in the clock, double team. The Hawks clamp down defensively and force another turnover.
It's just great defense. It's fourth quarter, it's money time, we're home. We cannot afford to lose this game, and that's what we're seeing on display in this quarter.
Yeah, they've been scrambling these last few possessions defensively. Active hands, getting deflections, contested shots for the Kings, and they've just been piecing stop after stop together, the Hawks, in winning time.
Get courtside of Matty Russell.
Yeah, Jack, this game has some real feels like when they met in round 2 on that occasion. No team ever led by more than 8 points. It was a shot the difference with 2 minutes to play before the Hawks edged ahead to win it by 8. Can the Kings reverse that sort of finish tonight?
Well, time is not an enemy for them yet, but it's not far off being the case. Rattan Mays feeds underneath for Froling, trapped underneath the basket. Now Cleveland gets to the rack. Where will this score come from Sydney? Martin from mid-range, short. Good opportunity, goes begging, and we're inside 3 minutes.
And that's what you want. You want a high percentage play. That's what was working since the beginning of the game.
Illawarra, on the other hand, seem in no rush at all. Rattan Mays takes it, scores, 9-point game.
Big bucket. Big bucket. Just squeezed it through the outstretched hands of the shot blocker in Xavier Cooks as he came across to help. And Chase Buford knows it. Down 9 now, 2.5 to play. They're going to need to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Well, Tyler Harvey was a topic of conversation coming into this game. The questions were being asked about his start to the season. Was something wrong? Well, tonight has shown that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the All-NBL first teamer from last season.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it all season, how he's been playing. But you know what? Today, he's back like he never left. Great shooting from the field, showed up whenever his team needed him to show up. But when he's shooting the ball like this, they have all the other pieces. This is why I have this team picked to go to the grand finals and win this thing. He is so hard to guard, and he opens up everything else for everybody. So when he's on the front foot looking like this, 6 for 7 from the 3, they're tough to beat.
I think for the most part, they've guarded him pretty tough tonight. Swakala Bullock's been the man who's had that job. You've taken the floater game, for the most part, away. Just the one field goal inside three-point territory. A lot of those three-point makes were pretty tough. And then you're right, Corey, he does open things up. We saw those actions where the help has to, stick with him for a little while, and now somebody else is open. He's got 6 assists to go with those 21 points. So a really good night's work from Tyler Harvey.
The second best fourth quarter team in the competition, Illawarra. Getting it done when it matters most in the Freeway Series. Swakala Bullock, not that time. Big rebound, Justinian Jessup. Now he's got a problem. He found a way through it. Illawarra slow things down.
And this is what Illawarra have that other teams don't. Another point guard on the court that can create. Xavier Mays. That's why I got him 6th man of the year.
Your selection's looking pretty good right now.
It's early.
Long way to go.
Long way to go.
Long way to go. Same can't be said for this one. Illawarra lead it by 9. Froling, the shot clock in single figures. You just can't stop that.
Look, the way I look at this is, if NBA scouts are watching this game, they've been watching them, but there's certain games and certain matchups that when you show up, scouts are that much more confident in you. This is the game. You're going against a former NBA player who's balling and in form. In Jarrell Martin. But to see what Froling has done tonight, he's ready. He's ready for the next jump. He's ready for the next level. He's ready.
Timeout called by the Kings. They trailed by 10, 1 minute and 10 remaining. Look at the confidence within this Illawarra group. This will be a big result for them, Corey, if they can get the job done tonight. They haven't played since December the 19th. This will be a really, really big win for them.
Huge win, huge result. There's still time left. But the way this man is playing, just give him the ball. How you want it? This is almost a 7-footer. Bringing the ball up, and one with the left. He talked about it.
Yes.
Before the game, he talked about it, and he walked the walk. He's walking it. Putbacks, rebounding the ball, playing great defense, finishing in traffic, stepping out and hitting the 3. This is what we wanted to see. This was the question mark. Can he consistently knock down the perimeter shot and stretch it to the 3? Tonight, he's done that. Great effort. Taking the ball to the right, finishing in traffic. These are key baskets down the stretch that he had to make, and he's making that.
It's a good time to be playing well.
Oh, huge game.
NBA scouts are watching the league right now. Rob Beveridge is in the crowd tonight at the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
Jarrell Martin's thinking, geez, last time I got to what Reethy gave me 27, they flipped me over to the other guy, and he's given me the same number. And Sam Froling, outstanding game, as you say, Corey, just showing the full skill set tonight at the offensive end.
And you know what's even more impressive, Liam and Jack? Duop Reed is having a stinker, so he had to step up and do this. Don't worry, Duop. I got you. My turn tonight. Great work, Sam.
Cleveland beats the trap, gets beyond halfway. Illawarra have put 97 points on the board. There's a turnover, but they'll get it back. Double dribble. Highest score of the season so far is 101. Perth in their big win over Tasmania a few weeks ago. They've got 40 seconds to find 5 points. This is no great revelation, I think, Liam, but this is a seriously good Illawarra team.
No doubt.
The Kings are good, but Illawarra are very good.
They've got all their guys out there as well. That's big.
Yes, big.
Sydney haven't had all their guys in either of these matchups against the Hawks. Got to keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, this is a team that got ravaged by COVID. This is their first game back after a tough 3 weeks of being in isolation, getting back out on the floor, and they've come back with a vengeance tonight in front of their home fans.
They take on Melbourne United on Sunday. That has got all the hallmarks of being an absolute classic at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Adams has certainly tried his hardest tonight. He's going to add another 2 to the stat sheet, finish with 14 points. The Hawks will take care of the result now. Hawkheads on their feet. First game in almost a month. No sign of rust. Illawarra go 2-0 up in the Freeway Series. Winners tonight, 97-89, and anchor themselves into the top 2.
Big win for the Hawks. You know, they want to get these matchups against the Kings away, at home, wherever they play. And they got the job done tonight. Sam Froling was sensational. A bunch of Hawks were really good tonight. Tyler Harvey, terrific. But Sam Froling, 27 and 9. We saw the highlight package just before, and everything that he was able to get done on the floor. And don't forget, this Hawks team were down 11-zip to start the game. Came out snoozing. Kings took advantage. And over the course of that first half, it was a bit up and down. Gorge wasn't entirely happy with their effort defensively and on the glass. And a big fourth quarter display got them the win.
4 wins, 1 loss so far in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And they are looming large, Illawarra. Winners tonight. We're going to come back and wrap it up. It's the Hawks who get the job done in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Thanks for watching the Hungry Jacks NBL. We started round 7 tonight with another edition of the Freeway Series, and they always deliver. Tonight it's Illawarra winning 97-89, a big final term, and they showed their full depth after what was a pretty slow start.
They did. It was a fun one tonight. A real up and down affair. Both teams had double-digit runs at different times, and a really tightly contested first half. 1 point in it, and then a big third quarter from the Kings. 30 points on the board in that third term. Put them out in front. Xavier Cooks was on a mission there for a little while. He had a big game, double-double with a couple of blocks for Cooks. But Sam Froling and the Hawks were not to be denied. Huge game from Froling, 27 points, 9 boards, and they churned up their defense in that fourth quarter. The Hawks. Gorgian was trying to get that out of them all game long, and eventually they kept the Kings to just 11 points in that final term and ran away with the win.
They're going to be a hard team to keep down for 4 quarters, Corey. You might get them for patches of the game, but to keep them down for 4 quarters is going to be really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they're so talented. And think about this. Duop Reith had his worst game of the year, and they still got the result. The guys stepped up who needed to step up. Great performance, but Sam Froling, I believe today was the game where he took that next step to show that he can play at the next level. When you're able to consistently knock down those perimeter shots in the manner that he was knocking them down and making key baskets down the stretch in that game to keep the opposition at bay, that shows me and everybody else watching you're ready for the next step.
Well, here's the ladder after the opening game of round 7, which has Illawarra sitting inside the top 2. 4 wins, 1 loss for the season. For the Sydney Kings, around that sort of middle table patch, Liam, they're kind of caught up with a bunch of other teams.
It's a tough spot in the middle there. It's just always so tightly contested in the NBL in that middle part, but Illawarra just starting to sort of separate themselves a little bit. Absolute class act. That's the top 4 I picked pre-season, and they've worked their way to the top of the table. Big question, can they stay there? A bunch of fascinating games throughout the rest of this round, and you've been talking about that Illawarra-Melbourne game on Sunday. That's going to be a cracker.
And we're great, more so than anything else, to see every team back in the competition after a disrupted few weeks. But we start off round 7 in the best way possible with an awesome result. Illawarra winning 97-89. We're back tomorrow night. 3 of us are back again tomorrow night for an empty gym and Melbourne and New Zealand. Really looking forward to that game. You go home and rest. You need your rest, Corey.
No doubt.
We'll see you tomorrow night on behalf of Corey, Liam, Joe, Matty Russell and all of our outstanding team behind the scenes. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Illawarra winners 97-89. We're back tomorrow night for Melbourne and New Zealand in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
The way I move so sharp, I go hard for the team. That's how I play my part.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
Okay, all good. Thank you.
We'll go Matty first. Matty, quite a year long ago.
Yeah, mate, believe you are. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you start, Matty.
Oh, well, we've just got you, mate. We've got you, we're the guys.
We're here, Matty. Fire away.
Okay, there we are. All right, hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. There we are. Coach, first of all, just wanted to see if you've got a bit of an update on RJ Hunter's situation. Really tough to lose him with just a minute gone in the game.
Yeah. I feel for him. Yeah, I don't want to speculate on what's happened, but it seems serious, and he's a great kid. He's been a light for our group. He's been fun to be around. He's had some shit luck, and this got shittier, so.
Yeah. And with that, losing a guy, obviously you'd expect him to be a big contributor. What were your thoughts on that performance tonight? I mean, the guys showed up a little bit hard every time it seemed like the Hawks were making a run, that they found a way to come back.
Yeah, the only run we didn't really have an answer for was the last one. They kicked our butts the last 3-4 minutes of the game. Credit to them. They made shots all night, and then they executed down the stretch, and we definitely did not. So big credit to the Hawks, the way they finished. It was, again, kind of similar to the game in Sydney. I thought it was a freaking really high-level game. Really, really good stuff from both squads. They shot the ball well. It was a good game, and they played well down the stretch to win.
Defensively, 2 operations, you seem like you made a real focus of shutting him down. 27 points in Sydney, only 6 points here. You have to give a massive amount of credit to Xavier for the job that he did on him. Yeah,
Xavier was terrific. Defensively, I thought his closeouts discouraged him from shooting. Reese been getting him up no matter who's been there, and that did a great job crowding him, making him put it on the deck, and make him do other things. And yeah, he didn't score, but obviously Frawling and Harvey got going a little bit, and we didn't have enough answers.
Jalen Adams was very, very solid. Obviously, didn't shoot the ball as well as he can, but he really brought some poise and experience to your lineup tonight.
Yeah, it's I'm so accustomed to a Jalen Adams that's so much better than what you saw tonight. So I expect more just because what he's given me over the over the years, and I know he's going to come good. He's going to be even better and better as we go on. He had 8 assists tonight, and I thought he could have had a few more, especially down the stretch. But yeah, he didn't shoot the ball as well as he'd have liked. He can play better, but we're excited to have him back in our group.
And how big is it going to be to finally go home on Sunday and play another game at Kudos Bank Arena?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we played a majority of games in the home. We got to get some road wins, but we'll take win. We got to win somehow, however they come right now. New Zealand's, their record isn't terrific, but they're a really good team. They are talented. They play hard. They play the right way. They played these guys close. They played a bunch of close games. We're gonna have to be ready. We'll sit down and watch them tomorrow night. But yeah, they're a good team. We got to be ready.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Next.
Lani, you had a career high today with 17 points. Unfortunately, it came with a loss, but what did that mean for you to get your offensive game going tonight?
It was pretty good. I mean, I got good teammates that trust me and a coach that trusts me. But it was good to get going tonight. But my main focus is defense, and I put my hand up. I should have done a better job with my assignments. But I think it was good to get a roll on tonight.
And Coach, how do you maintain this next man up mentality considering all the situations going on with player losses?
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole league's dealing with it. We ain't the only one. No one's going to sit here and make excuses for our injuries or COVID or whatever. We got to find a way. We got to, like I said before many times this year, we got a deep group. I thought Galloway came in tonight, gave us some good minutes, made some big offensive rebounds, some hustle plays, some steals, a couple assists that it helped us in the first quarter or first half. Get back in the game, take the lead, whatever it was. He was good. We'll welcome Glove back when he can join. But no, I mean, like I said, we like our squad. We got a bunch of guys who can play, and it's next man up. So we'll be ready.
That's all. Thank you.
Hi, Chase. My name is Joseph from the NBL podcast. My question is firstly for Chase. Been scoring in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then quite a shortfall in the fourth, of 11 points. Take us through how you explain that.
Yeah, just that we got shit shots down the stretch. We took bad ones. We didn't get the ones that we should have. There were chances to hit the pocket, the roller over and over again. We didn't. I don't think we got selfish. We just tried to do it a little bit too much ourselves. And yeah, the shot quality that we had for the first 35 minutes of the game dried up quite a bit down the stretch. And credit to Hawks, they executed well down the stretch. They got some good looks. They made some tough ones. And that's the difference in the game, really.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Anyone else ask questions?
Yeah, Woody B here from Throwback Hoops podcast. Wani, last few years at Perth, you didn't really get that opportunity to get so much court time and play a lot. The type of coach that put a lot of faith in you, and to get that opportunity must be really pleasing for you in a new system and a new environment.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to have Chase as a coach. He trusts me to go out there and play hard, and that's what I do. I just try my best, play hard, get stops, and I'm just glad to be here.
It's a lot more than that. Swak, all credit to Harvey. He made some tough plays tonight. He played well. 23 points on 10 shots. That's terrific. But Swak's pretty much come in every game and taking somebody out. Their best player on the other team, most nights Swak guards him, and for the most part this year, he's done a terrific job taking guys away. And it's not just the defense. He makes simple plays for us on offense. He helps the ball move. He's a really good fit, especially in our starting group alongside those other guys. And he's going to keep growing. He's getting an opportunity to show what he can do. He's a really good player.
It's great to see. Thanks, Chase. Thanks, Lonnie.
Actually, sorry, Joseph again. I've just got another question. It's about DJ Vasiljevic, Chase. His minutes restriction, when you suppose he's going to be fully fit and good to go?
Yeah, he's pretty close to fully fit. He's probably still a little ways away. He's still getting his confidence, his rhythm back and all that, but he's looking good. I think, didn't make all his shots tonight, but made some good plays, and he's going to keep getting better the more comfortable he feels out there. So I thought we had a good out from DJ.
Thanks, Coach. Now that is definitely improving.
Sorry?
I was just saying that's it for me.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Anyone else got questions for the boys?
All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you, boys.
We're out, Swak.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
Oh, really? Yeah. No. All the teams have their own backgrounds in. Oh, look at that cheating. Whoa.
I know Dutch.
Yeah. You want to swap out this one?
Oh, you're right with your fucking probably just slide it. Are you better going your way? Yeah.
I'm okay. There's something behind me, is there? Oh, look at that.
Too easy. There we go. I'll do. Let's watch. Just gotta keep your leg out. Just keep it in there. Awesome. Oh,
What am I doing wrong here?
no, nothing. I don't know why it's.
This mate.
Try to. Yeah. Taxi. Taxi for the banner.
Alright, I might turn a few things off while this is happening.
Alright.
not doing Derek too much, which is very nice. I know. I just got to take this camera back. Yeah. All good.
You got the boys coming now, yeah?
I'll just swap out that sweaty chair.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
And we changed the banner. Just get rid of the sweaty chair, boys.
G'day, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, mate. G'day, Gorge. G'day, Sam. Obviously, a few third quarter wobbles there, Gorge, with some turnovers, but all in all, pretty happy to finish so strongly and get that victory in return to the floor.
Oh, yeah. To today, for everybody, this, 25 days, no excuses coming into this thing, but you got to say, as a coach and as a player, not really sure. Never done it before, so it's new ground, and don't know how it's going to go. And what we did say was that, one of the things I guess that is the known is that, we were going to be spasmodic playing together. I mean, the only way you can duplicate that is playing games. Same thing with rotations and what guys play together. We just don't have a feel with that yet. So the areas that we broke down in, I think going in